Hi, my name is Rachel Spangler. I'm a junior at the University of Toledo studying special education with a focus on vision. So I want to work with either in a school for the blind or a rehab center for kids or adults with vision impairments. So this is my third year at UT, but my second year in special ed.
So what causes your blindness?
I actually have what they call retinitis pigmentosa, and there's many different types of it out there, but the type I have is genetic, meaning that my mom and my dad both have to carry the gene for RP, and the specific type that I have, there's about a 3% chance that two people are going to have the same gene, and so it's kind of a rare condition, but what it is this deterioration of the retina, and that causes blindness. So all I can see lights and shadows and things like that. But it's also a condition that can get worse over time. I had one vision loss when I was 8 years old. I used to be able to see some colors, but now I can't see colors anymore. And basically throughout my life, sometime before the end of my life, I could lose the rest of like my light perception and stuff, but they don't know. It's a pretty unpredictable condition.
So do people asking questions about your blindness offend you?
Not really, actually, because I like to educate people and share information with them and stuff. So actually, I really like to answer questions and make people know more about blindness. But the only thing that bothers me a little bit is sometimes when people ask questions that are kind of like obvious, they should know that stuff, just certain things. But like, how do you put your clothes on? How do you take a shower? I mean, that's just obvious stuff. But like anything else, I don't mind being asked because I like to let people know.
So what's one common misconception a lot of people have about blind people?
Well, first of all, people think that we can't be independent, like cook and clean and live alone and travel and stuff like that. And I live by myself. I cook, I clean my apartment, and basically we are taught to do those things just like anyone else. And if someone shows me how to do something, there's no reason why I can't do it.
How do you color coordinate your clothes?
Well, a lot of times I wear jeans, because I know that most things go with jeans and I can match that up. But I do have some sets of like nicer clothes, like sweaters and dress pants and stuff. And I don't have a lot of them, so I just have someone tell me like what color they are, and then I can remember that to color coordinate it.
So how do you get around?
This is called a cane, and I use this when I'm walking. It doesn't help me walk, it just helps me know like what's in front of me and if there's any steps or anything like that. So basically when my left foot's going forward, my cane goes to the right, and then when my right foot goes forward, my cane goes to the left. So it's like clearing the step before I'm going to take it. So, to make sure there's no objects or anything that I'm gonna step on and I got training, basically a rigorous training on how to use this thing. It's not simple. You don't just wave it around. There's a pretty good technique for it.
Are there different types of canes?
Yes, there are. This is actually an NFB, National Federation of the Blind cane, and it's wider at the top and it gets really skinny at the bottom. And the point of that is it has better feedback. It like bounces and it has better like sound feedback and stuff. And also they also have folding canes that they're not made by the NFB, they're made by different companies. And the folding canes are shorter, but they're heavier. And so basically a normal cane, like a folding cane or something like that, the canes I used all through school, high school and elementary, are supposed to go up to about your sternum. But NFB canes go up to your nose so that they're longer and you can tell more of what's in front of you with them. So there's a lot of controversy out there. Like a lot of people like NFB canes, a lot of people don't. Obviously the benefit of a folding cane is it folds up and it's for portability, but this I think gets me around better, so it's all in what you prefer.
So you mentioned something about light perception. What is it?
Light perception basically is where blind people can see lights, the sun, anything bright. Like we can distinguish between dark and light. So if I'm in a room without any lights, I can tell that they're off or there are none. And if I'm in a room with lights, I can tell if they're on. And if I'm outside, I can tell if the sun is shining and stuff like that. And basically, if anything blocks the light, anything like comes in front of my face or anywhere to block the light, I can see it. It's like an object or a shadow. I can't specifically tell what it is, but I can see it enough to tell that there's something there.
So when do blind people start school?
Usually they start kindergarten on age 5 to 6, just like anyone else, so about normal time.
And is it true that blind people have to go to a special school for the blind?
No, there are schools for the blind out there that you can choose to send your child to if you want to, but I went to a public school through K through 12, and basically in kindergarten I learned Braille when everyone else was learning print.
So when you were in school, how did they adapt art for you?
Well, a lot of times they would come up with like alternative projects I could do, like if the kids were painting or drawing or something like that, I would get to work with clay and make like clay sculptures, and also they taught me how to weave, so I did a lot of weaving, and sometimes they would even get me like felt or puffy paint or some kind of things like that so I could make like 3D like raised pictures. And
So how do you identify your money?
well, I have this. It's called an iBill, and it costs $100. And what you do, it can read anywhere from $1 to $100 bills. It can even read $2 bills. But what you do is you take the piece of money and you stick it in here into the little slot until it goes in as far as it can go, and then you push the button on the side. And it said 10 because this is a $10 bill. But you can also make it vibrate or beep if you don't want it to read your money out loud.
So do you always have to carry that little money doodad identifier with you?
Well, actually no, because I have an app on my iPhone, and what you do is you hold the money.
$10.
It's saying $10 over and over again. You just hold the camera part over it.
$10.
I know it's kind of fast, but all you have to do is hold the camera over the money and it identifies it right away.
So you can So blind people can use iPhones?
Yeah, actually, there's a program that comes on the iPhone that you just have to enable, and what it does, basically, a quick description is you slide your finger across the screen and it'll read what you're on, like say like it might say messages. And what I would do is I would double tap on that, so touch it once to see what it is and then double tap quickly to activate it, and that's how all the options work. And then with texting, there's a keyboard. I run my finger across the keyboard, and when I get on the letter that I want, I just lift up my finger. So that's basically, and it reads everything.
So does your iPhone? So if you could tell the sighted world anything, what would it be?
Well, basically the best advice I have for the sighted world is when you come across a blind person, don't be awkward around them. Treat them normally because we're just like you.